It's one thing to predict that there would be a Pokemon Day Direct on the 27th before all of the festivities. It's another for it to actually be happening. Yeah, I predicted it, but I'm still surprised. Like, I'm super elated, super excited. I was thinking this was kind of the right time because last generation, we got the generation reveal on the 26th of February, right before Pokemon Day, and then Generation 6 was January 8th. And then there were some signs pointing towards it, and I did think 27th was the best date. But oh my god, it's actually happening, guys. The Pokemon Direct is actually happening tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. In less than a day, we are almost certainly going to be seeing the reveal for Generation 8. And it's going to be amazing. For sure, we're going to see the starters. They're showing 3 Pokeballs. They're teasing it. That's definitely going to happen. We're going to get name drops for the 2 versions. I'm assuming there's 2 versions, as there always has been. So I think that's still going to be the case. I think the game is going to look really good. We're going to get an idea of the region. We're going to know the inspiration of it. What country is it? United Kingdom, maybe. We'll see. Possibly. Or I don't know. I wouldn't mind if it was something else like Mars or Australia or Antarctica. Anything would be really cool. But I would love United Kingdom. That's definitely a great possibility. We'll see how that pans out. But definitely we'll get the region reveal and the names and the starters. I do think we're going to see gameplay. I understand that sometimes when they introduce a new Pokemon game, a new generation, they don't always show gameplay immediately. But this time I think they will, because they are having the Nintendo Treehouse, 5 days, Q&As at the Nintendo New York store, starting tomorrow. That's a lot of Q&A if there's no actual gameplay reveal. So I think with the gameplay reveal, it gives them a lot more to talk about. Heck, if there's like a gameplay demo, that'd be incredible, but I'm definitely not expecting that. That's too high of an expectation here. But definitely I'm thinking we're going to get at least an idea of how the game's going to look. We're going to get a little bit of a gameplay trailer. So we're going to see the starters and stuff. I think we're going to see the overworld, how it kind of looks, how the camera's going to be. I think the camera is going to be like behind you, kind of like a Zelda or an Okami. You're going to be able to move around the camera. If you look at Town is another game that's coming out this year. It's kind of a smaller budget title, but it's being developed by Game Freak, just like Pokemon. And it looks pretty good. I expect the next Pokemon game to look better than that. But there's some interesting ideas there. My friend Brandon definitely pointed out some good things about Town, how it could relate to Pokemon and his own videos. Check out his channel as well. What about Nintendo? But in that trailer for Town, you see an overworld. You see a background. You see these pretty good looking enemies and characters and environments, and the battles sort of transition in real time from the overworld in there seamlessly. I think they might do something the same way in the next games. I think the battles are going to look amazing this time around. The animations are going to be way better than previous Pokemon games. I'm kind of hoping that the battles aren't too static. I hope they actually have some movement. They feel more organic. I think Pokemon are definitely going to be in the overworld, just like in Let's Go, except better. They're going to be executed better. Maybe they appear more naturally into the overworld. Ride Pokemon will still be a thing. I think, in fact, they'll bring back the mechanic from Sun and Moon, where some Ride Pokemon can actually offer you the ability to do different things in the overworld, like Strength and Surf and Rock Climb and Rock Smash and Fly, things of that nature. I actually hope that they kind of make it even more interactive, maybe offer even more options of that. That would be really cool. In terms of interactivity with the Pokemon, I do think that's a direction the Game Freak is going to continue to push forward with. So kind of, you know, that Pokemon Amiibo thing where you can kind of treat your Pokemon like a pet. I think that'll still be an element. I don't know if we'll see it tomorrow, but I do think that'll still be an element. One idea I've kind of had that they can maybe offer different ways to catch Pokemon in the overworld. So it's going to be more of an immersive experience. It's going to be a closer up camera. It's going to feel like more of like a traditional sort of third-person adventure, kind of like a Zelda game, kind of. I do think that, you know, you're going to have to some more interaction with the Pokemon to be a little bit more detailed. One idea I like to talk about is maybe if there was a tree and you see an Aipom in the tree, see its little tail dangling and leaves falling down with the rustle. You have a few different ways you can go about trying to catch it. Maybe you can headbutt the tree, the Aipom falls out, and then it gets angry and attacks you aggressively, or you throw an apple at the tree, and it comes out passively, happily, eats the apple, and then befriends you, and maybe it's a lot easier to join your party because you're being nice to it. So depending on the behavior or personality of a Pokemon, you may want to try out different sort of catching strategies for that particular Pokemon. That's a really cool idea, I think, that they can do for Generation 8. I don't know if they'll do it, but I definitely think they'll at least be looking towards some sort of way to increase the interactivity between trainer and Pokemon. And I do think this game's going to be a little bit harder than previous Pokemon games. Maybe not a lot harder, because Pokemon is supposed to be a very mainstream, very accessible series. But because they have Pokemon Let's Go, which is more for the casual audience, and because they said several times that this game, the Generation 8, is meant more for the core fan base, they are going to be making this more geared towards the experienced player. So it will be a tick harder than previous Pokemon games, I'm thinking. This isn't a prediction, but I am hoping they have an additional difficulty, kind of like in Black White 2. But except with Black White 2, that was... you have to unlock it. I don't want that to be unlocked. I want that to be available from the get-go. Slightly higher levels, smarter AI, so that trainers are smarter. It's a bit, you have to kind of think a little bit more. I would like that. Will it happen? I don't know, but I do think the games will at least be a little bit harder than beforehand. And I kind of like the idea of there being non-linear progression with the gyms. That might happen as well. And those are sorts of the quick little predictions I have for the game. Baseline predictions for tomorrow, though, gonna get gameplay. We're going to see the starters. We're going to get the region, like its inspiration, where it's based off of. We're going to get the names of the versions. We're going to see how the game's going to play. It's going to have like a third-person camera that can move around. It's going to have wide scope. Maybe not as wide as like Breath of the Wild. No, not that wide. I'm not saying that. But it's going to be a pretty big jump. It's going to be the biggest jump for a Pokemon game ever. This is going to be the best-looking Pokemon game ever. Fights are going to look amazing. This is going to be an epic thing. And tomorrow when we see it, well, I might cry, I might scream, I might jump in joy. I can't wait, guys. I'm super excited for this. I'm gonna be streaming it tomorrow. My reaction, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. I feel it. This is gonna be huge. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm ready for this, guys. I've been waiting for this. I can't believe. Well, I can, kinda. It's surreal, but this is happening. Pokemon Generation 8 tomorrow at the Direct. Tomorrow morning, less than 24 hours. This is happening. And then what do you guys think is going to happen tomorrow in the Direct, guys? I'm really curious what you guys have to say. If you're new here, subscribe for awesome Nintendo content. Leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. And tomorrow, it's happening! Oh my god! Okay, bye. See ya.